Hello, welcome back to Graceful Embroidery. I'm getting my machine ready to stitch out a freestanding lace design, and it's my new heart. And as you can see here, the first thing I want to do is make sure that the bobbin area is clean and there are no rogue threads hanging around in the bottom that may come up and get caught in the embroidery. I'm loading bobbin thread in here. I prefer to use that for freestanding lace. I'm going to stitch this out in a pink because it will show up a lot better for you. Let's move this sample out of the way. There is a salmon pink. It's not the finished design. This was one of my test designs done a week or so ago. So I've got my 120 by 120 hoop here, and I've got 2 pieces of Floriani wet and gone. I prefer to have 2 separate sheets rather than folded over because I want them to be absolutely flat. And I always turn it over, make sure all the corners are nice. Just a little tug and make sure there are no hairs. There is stabilizer that is plastic and not mesh like this, but it's not my preference. I'm going to bring the arm across to stitch this out. Right. Now, in the process of learning how to digitize freestanding lace, I have discovered that you can get, not bird's nest, but you can get a little cluster of threads at the beginning of your stitch out. So this is what I do. I make sure, first of all, that I'm on my first stitch. And then I hold the top thread and I turn the wheel towards me and pull, and it will bring up the bobbin thread. You probably can't see it because it's so thin. And before I do the stitch out, I hold them loosely. Now, probably the top thread will come away because the machine will snip it, but the bobbin thread will remain there. I go a few stitches and stop, and then I snip it away. And theoretically, if it works perfectly, there'll be no threads underneath. Going to stop that and just cut away, and we can see that it's the bobbin thread because it was the white. I was going to do a red, but I decided to go halfway. It's Valentine's tomorrow, which is why I've brought this out for you all, and it's one of my first single freestanding lace designs. Now, first of all, I want to explain why we have 2 layers. Freestanding lace, I've done it in the past and I've done it with 1 layer, but I have found that it is possible that with only 1 layer, some of the threads that are the underlay of the design may peek out, especially on the narrower satin areas, satin scrolls, and so I know wash away stabilizer is expensive, but we want to get the very best results. So I would suggest that you use 2 layers of, this is Floriani wet and gone, which is my favourite. Some people put extra, they tape this down. Others use T-pins round here. This is a smallish design, so I don't think we need to go for that. So first of all, we're going to do the diamond basis of the freestanding lace. And then when that's done, we'll start putting the elements on top. And then I'm going to show you that system I've just done, because sometimes in the middle of your freestanding lace design, your needle breaks or something happens and you have to stop. And we don't want to spoil the overall look of the lace design, so I'm going to show you how to do that. And we'll come back when this is done. As you can see now, the diamond-shaped supporting stitches for the freestanding lace are complete, and it is beginning now to stitch out the little elements that go on top to make the heart look pretty, the actual design. Now, you may be tempted to do the background in one colour and the top in another, but unfortunately the links between the little elements will sink into this diamond shape mesh on the back, so you have to do it all in one colour. Now we're halfway through the design, as you can see here, and we are just at the beginning of the larger, you can see the petal up here. It's going to do another one down here. Now, if your thread broke, I'm going to take it forward a few stitches and explain. It'll look maybe easier to explain. Now, at the moment, it's doing the second petal and it is a satin stitch. So if it broke now, you wouldn't be able to just rethread everything and start up again, because it wouldn't, it would spoil it. I'm going to cut everything. I'm going to take it off the hoop. As we can see, it's done this petal here and it's just going to go to this one here. But scrolling in, I'm zooming in on my screen, and I'm sorry you can't see this, but we need to do those stitches. We need to take it back to the underlay that's under those stitches before, because with a join it would look much nicer if it's underneath some satin stitches. If you do a join in the middle of satin stitches, they're likely to come undone. So I'm going to take it back, and I'm looking here on the screen. I can see it's going backwards and forwards. We haven't got to the underlay yet. Now it's doing the underlay. So this is the point where I'm going to do the join. Now, sorry this looks terribly awkward, but as you can see, I have the camera nice and near the embroidery. But when it's so near, I can't reach anything. Right, I'm holding it in this hand, which is off camera, and I'm going to pull up the bobbin thread. It doesn't always come the first time. You can usually feel it. See there it is. Now we have another stitch. That's because I've forgotten the stage. You take it off, and you need to go on the back here and remove any stitches, any threads. All right, because we want a nice, neat. Just checking that you can see that we're here. So I'm going to cut this bit here. And put it back on the hoop. Thank goodness the hoop on the Epic 3 goes on with one hand. Right, now we're going to hold this thread and pull up the bobbin thread so that we know there are no threads on the back. And this system works just as well on any embroidery. It's not just something that you've got to do with freestanding lace. There you are. You saw the top thread come away. Did it perfectly that time, and now I'm going to cut the bobbin thread away. Be careful you don't get too close, otherwise you'll find you'll snip the existing thread. Now I'm actually stitching out today in sulky rayon 40 weight thread. I did some of my freestanding lace in 40 weight cotton. It was Aurifil, and I noticed I got an awful lot of lint in the bobbin area, and I did find that I had to adjust my thread portioning, which is the system. Your tension discs adjustments are there for you to use, and especially on, although it is 40 weight, it's definitely fluffier, so it appears thicker, and with that, using that and the bobbin thread in the underneath, I needed to make an adjustment, and I turned up my thread portioning to 70 because I was getting a lot of looping, and when I did that it stitched out perfectly. So if you do experiment with other threads, and it's nice to make lace with cotton because a lot of lace is cotton, or original lace was, so you just got to be aware of that and don't be frightened to experiment. Now I'm going to finish off the design, just show you how the edging is done, and then the little system that I use for washing away the stabilizer and finishing off the designs. The embroidery is just coming round to the top of the heart, so it's finishing off this satin edging, which has got a slight motive, sculptured look to it, and then we're just going to have some running stitches go all the way around just to secure everything in place. That's the embroidery finished, and there were 18,927 stitches in that. So first of all, I want to look on the back, and we have a nice tidy back of the embroidery. The only threads to cut are these two last ones. No, there's nothing else there at all. And as you can see, the tension on my machine, the tension on my machine for this is perfect. We can see a little bit of the bobbin thread, but and the satin is looking fine. That's that side too. So what I do for my freestanding lace, I don't think you can hurry this next process. I'm just going to move the camera back just a little bit so you can see a bit more. There we are. I'm going to take it out of the hoop. What I do is I soak my freestanding lace overnight and trim away as much as I can of the stabilizer, and you always have loads of pieces left. So please leave your suggestions in the comments on what you do with your excess stabilizer. I know you can make a paste, But I'd love to hear all the different things that people do, because I've developed so much freestanding lace in the last 6 months or so that I have a big bag of shapes like this, you know. So I'd be very interested to hear your suggestions on how you do. What I do is I take this to the kitchen. I make sure I take my washing up bowl out of it, because I've noticed I have a particular bowl that I use just to soak my lace, because over time it gets really gunky and it sticks to the sides of things, so I don't do it in the bowl where I do my washing up. But first of all, I rinse this under the tap into the sink, and I turn the water up white hot as my hands can bear, and I let the force of the tap push out as much as the stabilizer as I can. Then I put in my soaking bowl, give it another couple of rinses, and I leave it overnight. The following morning, I just lay it on the draining board for the excess to come out, and then I leave it on a towel. Make sure it's all flat. I mean, obviously this is quite an easy one, but some of the bigger designs you need to be a bit more careful and sort of press it into the towel with your hand, and then I leave it for a good day to dry on the towel. And then the final thing to do is to turn it over and press it into something soft so that these satin stitches are pronounced. Don't stitch it. Don't iron it on the back. This is the one I did yesterday. But the video I did it in white, it didn't show up on the video. This is one's in salmon, but that's an early version. And this one, you can see how stiff that is. I didn't soak it for very long, and I pressed it and tried to dry it, and that is far too stiff. That's not delicate lace as I imagine it. But everybody has their preferences as to how they want their lace to look. So that's my freestanding lace heart. The first heart that I've done, which is absolutely freestanding. So leave your comments about what you do with your water-soluble stabilizer, and also wonder who could be first to tell me where I've got these elements from. They're out of one of my collections, so whoever gets that first, leaves a comment and gets it accurate, they'll get this design free. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to come back and do some more stitch outs with freestanding lace, some of my other new designs that are on their way. And as it's February the 13th, happy Valentine's tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so that you know next time I upload a video. Until next time, happy embroidering. Bye.